a bit now. It's kind of interesting that teams, when they see a Pharah and Mercy, say we need to switch someone to deal with a Pharah, but Mercy's always an afterthought in that equation too. You have to understand it. It's very simple math. They have two heroes. You need to spend two heroes to be able to equalize that and spend the same amount of resources. So you can't just run a McCree out there or run a soldier out there and say, all right, problem solved. Our one hero is going to be able to deal with this two hero combination. You need to run a Zen. You need to have two heroes to go on two heroes. It's simply numbers. You're really playing with fire when you send a McCree out there and say, hey, you're going to deal with this all by yourself.
So I will say I think there's a caveat there where I don't think teams are as willing to go to this because, well, it's a lot of reasons. It's been out of the meta for one and all the rest. But I think if you're running McCree, you're absolutely right. You do need to throw Zen out there with McCree, or at least give the McCree a lot of TLC as far as healing goes. Otherwise, the McCree will get outpoked by the Pharah and will end up dying despite some of his natural advantages in that matchup. The other option that teams have really been hesitant to go to, but really might be quite good, is what about running a Widow in those situations where the Widow, obviously, if the Pharah is up in the sky with the Mercy, neither of them are getting protected by shields. Those are open sightline shots that a Widowmaker could, in theory, be taking to take those people out. And there was a time in Overwatch history where, granted, Widow was more powerful back then, people would go to Widow in an instant. People still aren't all that comfortable about snap-picking Widow to deal with something like a Pharah, although you don't even see Pharah all that much now until really the last few weeks of tournament play.
I think you may have seen it even on defense there from Faze had they not gotten pushed so far back after that first push. The problem was they weren't even able to get out of their spawn because Short 4 was so far ahead, so you really never would be able to get in a position as a Pharah. But that map is neither here nor there. This is a map we've seen a little bit of Pharah on, so Rib's going to stay up here and protect his buddy who gets slept. They need to bail out of there pretty soon here.
They do indeed. Shadowburn applying the pressure early on. Again, you take a look at a Genji's goal in these sorts of situations. The main thing is building ultimate up as much as possible. Shadowburn, one of the few Genjis that can get pickoffs out of nothing without an ultimate, but still very deadly when he gets the ult up. And any Genji poke, you have to realize, even if it gets healed up, you are feeding the Genji to something worse. So that is Shadowburn's main prerogative here as he space jumps off into the right.
So they are going to try to rotate around two stairs. Mendo is on the stairs duty watching. The wall does come in pretty late. Forsaken finds himself in a bad position, though, as he's going to get frozen, hooked, and killed.
Mendo with that first pick off on the Forsaken, but Shadowburn too easy, coming right in. Shadowburn off the flank, too easy from the front. It's 2 kills here from Faze, and Shadowburn just leisurely laying in the damage of Mendo, building up his ultimate. The tanks for C9 are all out of sorts right now, and this is looking very good for Faze on their first Dorado push.
Yeah, that's a ton of kills from Too Easy and Shadowburn, who DPS going off, and even though Raucus got frozen, it was very much too late to be able to capitalize on that. First push looking really good, and second push is in position to be really well done as well, because they're going to have every ult at the ready here, aside from Graviton, but everything else about ready to go.
Is going to be ready to go, and the one thing that Shadowburn will have to watch out for now, Share 4 is on McCree. That's a case where, in terms of matchup, Share 4 can definitely shut down most of your Genjis in the game, so Shadowburn will have to be careful of it. But if he gets supported here with the Nano Boost, it's still going to be a tough nut for C9 to crack, and that's very likely where this is heading into Nano Boost Dragon Blade. And there it goes. Shadowburn is going in, has Nano Boost, takes out 2 immediately, deleting them off the map, looking for more, has the 3K, not yet sated, and this is going to be a whole lot of extra momentum coming in from the side of Faze.
The position he gets himself into so quickly, he's dueling in the back lines. Short 4 does
How did Short 4 not die there? I mean, it's still, Faze still gonna be able to push this up, but oh my goodness.
He gets in there so quickly. He just hit Q, just got the boost, and then in one swipe with the sword took out both supports in the back line. Too Easy. It's a little bit aggressive over there in the back lines on Tracer. But yeah, you cannot say enough about Shadowburn's Genji. You simply can't. The way he uses positioning, the quickness in which he strikes, it seems to catch teams off guard.
It absolutely does, and there's not a lot of margin for error there in dealing with a Genji that's hyper fast, doing lots of damage, and has Dragon Blade out. It's very difficult to deal with. I think one of the few ways of dealing with it, aside from a Miracle Sleep Dart, would be just holding your Earth Shatter for it, but Earth Shatter takes a while to build up. You're not always going to have it. Share4, though, doing a good job of just maintaining high ground here for C9. Picks off Too Easy early, does a lot of damage to Shadowburn. Soundbeard comes out pretty late here from Faze, and Share4, not to be denied with the Deadeye, picks up an extra 2. And this is going to be a full hold here from C9, where, again, Share4's positioning and patience really paying off.
Similar to when we see Shadowburn on the Genji is the games that Faze looks best in. The games that Cloud9 has looked best in over the last few days has been Short 4 on the McCree. He's showing you why. He won a duel, he almost had no no business winning in the backlines not too long ago, and then getting a quality Deadeye, which are somewhat rare at the highest level of Overwatch right now. However, they are going to have another Dragon Blade up, and a Graviton into Dragon Blade is something we don't necessarily see that much anymore, but you can really do a ton of damage to a team you hit that combo.
Absolutely. Everyone that's taking the Graviton will almost certainly die. Shadowburn, though, going in, and oh my goodness! Surefour, the immediate shutdown, having none of Shadowburn shenanigans, and just like that, those two ultimates for the side of Faze not going to do what they're looking for, and it's a big opening here for C9 to take control once more.
Surefour is playing so well on this McCree, and I think that is one of the strongest answers to pretty much everything that Shadowburn has in his arsenal. He plays a Genji, he plays a Reaper. McCree's a pretty solid answer to both, as long as you're not getting your flashbang deflected at you. A player like Surefour knows how to work around that. Too Easy, recognizing that his Winston play is not necessarily getting them what they need done, is going to switch on the McCree, and all the tactics are changing as Shadowburn switches off the Genji onto that aforementioned Reaper. They're not going to be trying to take this high ground anymore. I think they're going to try to sneak around right side, knowing that their angles have not been working out all that well. Too Easy gets the memo late, is going to be late to join his team.
Well, I think the clear thing here is that they do have to get on Surefour. He has to be priority number one. Easier said than done when he has the ability to just land a good flashbang and take you out for diving on him. But still, he's been the one that has just been stymieing these pushes more so than anything else. Just shutting down Shadowburn to the point that Shadowburn isn't even on Genji anymore. That's how terrifying it's been, and Surefour get opened up with the Deadeye. Rest of C9 applying pressure as a result, and Faze has to be really careful with how they pull out of this building here. They will have nano boost on someone, but not a whole lot else. I mean, maybe give the game Factor Fiction. That's what they're doing. Nano boost on the Factor Fiction. Has Earthshaft ready. Ends up getting countered here as C9 picks up 2 quick kills.
Grego doing his best to keep his team alive again with another really clutch sound barrier, but a little bit too late as the damage has already been done, and now they're in that mode where they're both going to be discorded and hunted down. Grego is still alive, trying to keep himself out of the fray, not able to do so. The only kill they picked up for Faze was onto Kai, who's actually been an issue, might be one of the reasons rather that Shadowrun has switched to the Reaper, as Kai has been all over them, is doing damage and getting out alive as Winston, being a very annoying scientist at the moment.
Well, this is going to be Faze's last attempt to get to the final stage here on Dorado. They've just been really troubled getting through here to the point where, again, they had to stop playing the Genji. Surefour can open this up here with the Deadeye. Doesn't get what he's looking for. Will crack the Rhine shield if nothing else. And here comes Faze. Last attempt at the ready. They're going to have to deal with 2 support ults, though, so easier said than done.
Too Easy does use the Deadeye to zone out. It is a zoning ult, and that's not even sarcastic. They do end up getting some good push through the archway, but here comes Kai trying to collapse on them, being very annoying as that Winston yet again as Surefour continues to rein in the damage. Takes down Raucus to start this fight.
Takes out Too Easy, takes out Raucus. Surefour was just completely unstoppable the moment he swapped to that McCree, and not even Shadowburn's Genji had an answer to it. In fact, he went to McCree in part to shut down the Genji, and mission accomplished.
I mean, what do you say? It's like he really did do that, and then it's like, okay, well, I'll also kill the rest of the team every time and use my ult effectively every time. And once I got control of Bridge, it's just so difficult for Faze really to regain any of that. And I think kind of the unsung heroes, we haven't talked a whole lot about the tank play, but really Kai and Winston was being so difficult for Cloud9 to get any of the space and control, especially of high ground. And Rib has been playing a fantastic game for Cloud9, really making himself into the team.
So you're gonna have to tell me here, just I'm still checking chat the selects to make sure there's no crazy tech issues going on. And everyone's just saying casting question mark.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, you know, you gave an appreciation thread to our good friend Uncle Swag, so I have faith that if something's actually going wrong, that he will be a kind person and whisper us that something's going wrong. Till then, I leave chat in Uncle Swag's very capable hands and just always assume that it's a bit trolling.
Yeah, that's just the most random thing to see. Like, Cassie is like, wait, what? Like, what happened? I don't think anything happened. In any case, though, C9 well positioned now to move this forward, take Dorado, and move forward to the upper bracket final. And you take a look at what they're going to be running here in the offense. Surefour on the Pharah. He's going to see if Faze actually has anything that can deal with this. They will put Too Easy on the McCree, but with no Zenyatta in sight, I'm not sure this is going to be as effective as Faze might want in dealing with this.
Rockus does change last second to Zenyatta, though, so it looks like they do have the tools and the kit to be able to deal with this. Now, they actually have kind of an overabundance of tools, because Shadowburn should be able to at least chip in on Shore 4 as well. But my big question with Shadowburn's Mei yesterday is his damage output where the other Meis in the game are. His walls and blizzards were just fine, but I felt like his damage output on Mei was a little bit lacking. We'll see if he can redeem himself here.
All right, so Adam's going to be attached to Share 4 here. And just normal poke going in. He's not going for any crazy fair flank as we've seen from time to time. Right now, he's just interested in clearing open the archway. And for now, it's successful. It pushes Reinhardt back. It's clearing out space. And C9 just taking their time in how they open this up.
Something a lot of newer Pharah players underestimate is that you don't have to really be in the sky the entire time. That rocket launcher is really good for clearing through chokes. Just imagine it as a Junkrat projectile that just goes in a straight line, and you can stay on the ground. Oh, wow, too easy.
Does that,
yeah. It known that he is ready to take down Short 4. Wow.
Well, Rockus did swap to that Zen, no longer on the Ana, and yeah, look at this. Share 4 says immediately, nope, I'm out. Goes to the McCree, is not going to run Pharah versus McCree Zen. That was the breaking point. So now, if you're watching this and looking at game film for how to deal with Share 4's Pharah, you switch to this composition to make him get off it. Not a full cure-all if you're not running it to begin with, but at least for now it has bought Faze a pretty good early defense here.
Yeah, that was kind of just throwing bodies there so that they could get the resurrection off, but it might end up backfiring and feed a bunch of ults because they've just gotten 4 kills off of that strategy because they were forced to stay on to the Mercy. I think Adam's going to be switching the first chance he gets, but maybe he should have switched before. Trying to get value out of that resurrection completely backfired.
It absolutely did backfire, and you take a look at this now. Faze with a good chance of turning the table. There's only 2 minutes and 15 seconds left here for C9. They don't have a hole on their ult bank. I mean, they're going to have a Graviton up soon, but there's 2 support ults up here for Faze. Faze is very much in the driver's seat here, and for C9, now they're putting their faith in Share 4's Hanzo, hoping they can get a pick off to try and even things out, because even if you're at an ult disadvantage, if you can start the fight 65, that's a big deal.
It's going to come down to these tank ultimates because the tanks are the only people on Cloud9 who haven't switched throughout this game. So they're going to have their ultimates at the ready. Mendo, Kaikai, Rib, all about to have those giant, enormous, impactful tank ultimates up. So can they get some value done on those is going to be the big question. A nice hook, but Shadowburn able to stay alive out of it. Short 4 gets that entry kill you were talking about.
And that's a big deal. Grego was holding on to a sound barrier, so not only are they down 1, they're down a key ultimate. Kaikai got moving the Graviton, pulls in 3 people. Icefall going to be a big part of saving some degree of damage there, but the nano boost in, Rib fully all in, moving to the back line here at Faze, and C9 finally getting what they were looking for.
They were one piece away from keeping that whole team alive, and that happened to be the sound barrier that they were lacking. They got Transcend up, they got the wall up, really nice to negate a lot of that damage. Had they had the shields, you probably keep a couple more people alive there. That is the impact of Shore 4's Hanzo with that entry kill on Grego. Former Cloud9 Grego knows how deadly Shore 4 can be, felt it firsthand there.
If Grego were still alive in that push, it's a completely different push. I think Faze ends up holding that, but because Grego got picked early, didn't happen. And let me just tell you, by the way, in the back of my head, it is so terrible here because Grego was on C9 for the longest time, Mendo was on Faze. Saying the right teams, it's rough right now, let me tell you. But let's like to take a look for. He's going to use the dragon here, and that dragon comes from below, just devours too easy, opens up a big opportunity right now for C9, 65. Factor Fiction, though, firing right back, and Factor Fiction, again, still being the rock here for Faze, ends up setting up for 2 kills, and it's going to let them hold from what was a quick early pick from Share 4.
Forsaken on the cleanup crew gets 3 kills late, but I will give some credit also to Rock as his discords have been all over the place, just kind of firing them everywhere that they need to be. Now they're in a really good position here on their defensive hold. They're going to be able to rotate up to high ground exactly where you want to be. There's not going to be the dragon to knock them off the cliff this time. A couple support ults up for both teams, but they got to watch, as always, going to be Shadowburn. Can he get it done without the Ana boost as they've had to rotate onto the Zenyatta?
Well, before Ana was put into the game, Shadowburn was known for doing all sorts of work on Genji, so I think he'll be okay switching the hard mode for a little bit. It's still a big threat here, the C9. Unfortunately, though, for him, he's still dealing with the McCree, so... And not just any McCree, Share 4's McCree. So he has to be careful about his approach. I think really he needs to make sure he goes in on Share 4 first and foremost, takes him out the first few slices and goes from there, but he's going to get knocked to the ground instead. Rib says, welcome to the turf. And unfortunately, though, for C9, they're not able to take out Shadowburn right away. And this is going to open Shadowburn to go for the Dragon Blade.
Very late.
I was going to say, go for the backline, but this is weird target selection coming out from him. Not at all what you want to look for. And Surefour takes him out, takes advantage of the confusion. And as a result, C9 will get to the final point. And that is going to be it. And that was a strange final fight in many respects.
A little bit strange. I mean, desperation from Shadowburn having to bust out that ultimate, but he did it after 3 had already died. As you mentioned, the target selection was a little bit strange as well. He's just not been able to get as much done when Surefour's been on this McCree anyway, despite this play of the game, despite his best efforts.
Take a look at this play of the game from Shadowburn. And yeah, it was rough. And this is where he got the double kill with the Dragon Blade Nano Boost. But you're not going to see here as he runs in the Surefour towards the end of it and still gets bopped. So, yeah.
So quick. He just got so quickly to the back line, dashing through everyone, taking out both supports with one swipe. I mean, that is kind of partially why Ana boost on him is good. Not only the survivability, but getting that extra speed is a big deal.
It really is. And Slasher, what thoughts do you have on that game and what we just saw coming out here from C9? In particular, the crazy dominance going out from Surefour on that McCree.